Welcome to the Quotable Skeptic channel. I'm thrilled to have you here. As someone who faces physical challenges, I want to inform you that I have transitioned to a more flexible upload schedule. Due to the nature of my disability, I am unable to upload videos on a weekly basis. However, I'm committed to sharing new content whenever I am able to do so. I believe that quality is paramount, and I want to ensure that each video I create delivers value and sparks meaningful discussions. By subscribing to the channel and enabling notifications, you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. This way, you can stay up to date and not miss out on the thought-provoking content that I share. I appreciate your understanding and support as I navigate the challenges posed by my disability. Your continued engagement and participation in the discussions are what make this channel thrive. Together, let's explore the world of atheist quotes, foster critical thinking, and embrace the power of knowledge. Thank you for being a part of the Quotable Skeptic community. Your presence and contributions are greatly valued.
It would be very nice if there were a God who created the world and was a benevolent providence. And if there were a moral order in the universe and an afterlife. But it is a very striking fact that all this is exactly as we are bound to wish it to be. Sigmund Freud. Explanation. Sigmund Freud was an Austrian neurologist and the founder of psychoanalysis, a field of psychology that focuses on understanding the unconscious mind and its influence on human behavior. In this quote, Sigmund Freud reflects on the human desire for a benevolent God, a moral order in the universe, and an afterlife. He acknowledges that it would be comforting and desirable if such beliefs were true. However, Freud observes that this desire for a favorable supernatural existence coincides precisely with what humans wish to be true. Freud implies that the belief in a God, moral order, and afterlife serves as a projection of human wishes and desires rather than reflecting objective reality. He suggests that these beliefs are products of human longing for comfort, meaning, and a sense of justice in the face of life's uncertainties and existential questions. As a prominent figure in psychology, Freud often explored the psychological origins of religious beliefs, and argued that they can be understood as psychological constructs rather than objective truths. This quote aligns with his perspective that religious beliefs can be seen as wish fulfillment and products of human imagination. The real reason why so few men believe in God is that they have ceased to believe that even a God can love them. Thomas Merton. Explanation. Thomas Merton was an influential American Trappist monk, writer, theologian, mystic, and poet. In this quote, Thomas Merton reflects on the diminishing belief in God among many individuals. He suggests that one reason for this decline is that people have lost faith in the idea that a higher power, even if it exists, could genuinely love and care for them. Merton's statement points to a deep human need for love, acceptance, and connection. When individuals feel disconnected, unloved, or unworthy, they may struggle to believe in the existence of a benevolent and loving God who could provide solace and support. The absence of a sense of divine love can contribute to skepticism or disbelief in God. This quote highlights the existential and emotional aspects of religious belief. It suggests that personal experiences and perceptions of love and acceptance play a significant role in shaping one's belief in a higher power. Merton's perspective recognizes that the desire for love and a sense of belonging is a fundamental human need. And when that need is unmet, it can influence one's belief system. I do not believe in God, because I believe in man. Whatever his mistakes, man has for thousands of years been working to undo the botched job your God has made. Emma Goldman. Explanation. Emma Goldman was a Russian-born anarchist, political activist, and writer. She played a pivotal role in the development of anarchist political philosophy in North America and Europe in the first half of the 20th century. In this quote, Emma Goldman expresses her disbelief in God and her belief in humanity. She states that she does not believe in God because she places her faith in human beings. Despite acknowledging that humans make mistakes, she emphasizes that throughout history, humanity has been actively working to rectify the problems and flaws that, in her view, were created by the concept of God. Goldman's statement reflects her humanistic perspective, which prioritizes the agency and potential of human beings. She suggests that relying on a divine entity for guidance or salvation is unnecessary, because she believes in the capacity of humans to address and solve their own problems. For Goldman, it is the collective effort of human beings, not divine intervention, that can bring about positive change and progress. In reading Chesterton, as in reading MacDonald, I did not know what I was letting myself in for. A young man who wishes to remain a sound atheist cannot be too careful of his reading. There are traps everywhere. Bibles laid open, millions of surprises, as Herbert says. Fine nets and stratagems. God is, if I may say it, very unscrupulous. C.S. Lewis. Explanation. Clive Staples Lewis FBA was a British writer, literary scholar, and Anglican lay theologian. He held academic positions in English literature at both Oxford University and Cambridge University. In this quote, C.S. Lewis reflects on his experience reading authors such as G.K. Chesterton and George MacDonald. Lewis, who was initially an atheist and later converted to Christianity, suggests that reading their works posed a challenge to his atheistic beliefs. He humorously remarks that a young man who wishes to remain a committed atheist must be cautious about his reading choices because there are traps everywhere. Lewis alludes to the idea that engaging with religious writings, particularly those of authors who present compelling arguments or perspectives, can plant seeds of doubt and challenge one's atheistic stance. He implies that the ideas and reasoning presented in these works can be persuasive and lead to a reconsideration of one's beliefs. By mentioning the Bibles laid open and fine nets and stratagems, Lewis metaphorically portrays religious texts and arguments as alluring and cleverly designed to capture the attention and curiosity of the reader. He even goes as far as suggesting that God is unscrupulous in his efforts to bring people to faith. The quote reflects Lewis's personal journey from atheism to Christianity and highlights the potential influence of intellectual engagement with religious literature. It provides an insight into the intellectual and emotional challenges faced by individuals navigating the questions of faith and belief. If you want to get together in any exclusive situation and have people love you, fine. But to hang all this desperate sociology on the idea of the cloud guy who has the big book, who knows if you've been bad or good, and cares about any of it, to hang it all on that, folks, is the chimpanzee part of the brain working. Frank Zappa. Explanation. Frank Vincent Zappa was an American musician, composer, and bandleader. His work is characterized by nonconformity, free-form improvisation, sound experimentation, musical virtuosity and satire of American culture. In this quote, Frank Zappa expresses his skepticism towards the concept of a divine being who watches over people's actions and judges them. He dismisses the idea of a cloud guy who keeps a record of people's behavior and cares about their moral conduct. Zappa uses humor and sarcasm to emphasize his disbelief in the traditional religious notion of a higher power. He refers to the concept of God as something that appeals to the more primitive, instinctual aspects of human nature, comparing it to the workings of a chimpanzee's brain. By stating that attributing moral judgment to a divine being is the result of the chimpanzee part of the brain working, Zappa implies that it is a simplistic and outdated way of thinking. He suggests that the belief in an omniscient and judgmental God is rooted in primitive instincts rather than rationality. I don't think they should be able to teach religion until you're 18 years old, and you know what? It would be a whole different world. 'Cause if they weren't pushing that shit into your head while it was still soft, you'd never buy it, not for a minute. If you'd never heard about the Bible and none of your friends have ever heard about Christianity, and you just found a Bible in a used bookstore, oh, you'd jump right on that, wouldn't you? Oh, this sounds completely logical, yes. The cave, and the ark, and, oh, yeah. Hey Donnie, I think I found the meaning of life here. No. You'd fucking chuck it in the wastebasket. You would. Tilde Doug Stanhope. Explanation. Doug Stanhope is an American stand-up comedian, author, political activist and podcast host. His stand-up material favors caustic and often obscene observations of life in the style of Bill Hicks, which he delivers while consuming alcohol. In this quote, comedian Doug Stanhope expresses his view on the influence of religion on young minds. He suggests that if religious teachings were not imposed on individuals until they reached adulthood, the world would be different, implying that people would be less likely to embrace religious beliefs. Stanhope uses humor and exaggeration to make his point. He imagines a scenario where someone discovers a Bible without any prior exposure to religious teachings. He humorously suggests that without the influence of early religious indoctrination, people would find the Bible illogical and discard it without hesitation. The quote reflects Stanhope's skepticism towards religious beliefs and his belief that they are not based on rationality. By emphasizing the absurdity of certain religious stories like the cave and the ark, he aims to highlight the irrationality that can be inherent in religious texts. I'm an atheist because faith isn't a virtue. Willingness to believe anything without evidence, and to stand by that belief, remains humanity's greatest liability. Religion infects our deepest nature, asking us to love an imaginary tyrant more than we love our family. Tilde Andrew Seidel. Explanation. Andrew L. Seidel lives in Madison, Wisconsin, and works as a constitutional attorney at the Freedom from Religion Foundation, FFRF.org, litigating cases involving religion and the Constitution. In this quote, Andrew Seidel expresses his reasons for being an atheist and criticizes the concept of faith. He argues that faith, defined as believing in something without evidence, is not a virtue but rather a liability for humanity. Seidel asserts that the willingness to believe in anything without evidence can lead to irrational thinking and misguided actions. Seidel specifically targets religion, suggesting that it infects our deepest nature and asks believers to prioritize their allegiance to an imaginary tyrant, referring to a deity, over their own families. By framing religion in this way, Seidel emphasizes the potential harm he believes it can cause to personal relationships and individual autonomy. Seidel's quote highlights his rejection of faith as a basis for belief and his emphasis on evidence and rationality. It aligns with his perspective that religion is detrimental and can lead to misguided priorities and actions. I'm not a religious person. I would call myself an atheist. I don't have a good story behind it. I'm just reasonable. Tilde Anthony Jeselnik. Explanation. Anthony Jeselnik is an American comedian, writer, actor, and producer. He is known for his dark comedy style, which emphasizes ironic misdirection, non sequiturs, biting insults, an arrogant demeanor, and a stage persona that frequently takes amoral or psychopathic stances. In this quote, comedian Anthony Jeselnik describes himself as an atheist and attributes his lack of religious belief to reason rather than a particular personal story or experience. Jeselnik presents himself as someone who approaches beliefs and ideas with a rational mindset, suggesting that his lack of belief in a higher power is a result of critically evaluating the available evidence. By using the term reasonable, Jeselnik implies that his atheism is a logical conclusion based on his evaluation. of the information and arguments presented in favor of religious beliefs. He distances himself from any dramatic or emotional conversion story, emphasizing that his stance is grounded in rationality. Jeselnik's quote reflects a more casual and straightforward approach to atheism, highlighting that not all atheists have a dramatic narrative behind their lack of belief. It suggests that a person can arrive at atheism simply through a process of critical thinking and evaluation of available evidence. Everyone starts out being an atheist. Andy Rooney. Explanation. Andrew Aitken Rooney was an American radio and television writer who was best known for his weekly broadcast, A Few Minutes with Andy Rooney, a part of the CBS News program 60 Minutes from 1978 to 2011. His final regular appearance on 60 Minutes aired on October 2, 2011. He died a month later at the age of 92. In this quote, Andy Rooney, an American television personality and commentator, expresses the idea that every individual begins their life as an atheist. The statement highlights the concept that atheism is the default position or natural state when it comes to belief in deities. The quote implies that belief in a higher power or religion is not inherent or instinctual but rather acquired through external influences, such as cultural, familial, or societal factors. It suggests that religious beliefs are learned or adopted over time rather than being innate or intrinsic to human nature. By stating that everyone starts out as an atheist, Rooney may be emphasizing the idea that religious beliefs are not inherent or universally shared among individuals. He may be highlighting the significance of personal choice, critical thinking, and exploration of different belief systems. There is joy in the search for knowledge about the universe in all its manifestations. Janet Asimov. Explanation. Janet Opal Asimov, usually written as J. O. Jepson, was an American science fiction writer, psychiatrist, and psychoanalyst. She started writing children's science fiction in the 1970s. Janet Asimov, the wife of science fiction writer Isaac Asimov, expressed in this quote the joy and excitement that comes from seeking knowledge and understanding about the universe and its various aspects. The quote suggests that the pursuit of knowledge, particularly in the realms of science and exploration, can be a source of fulfillment and delight. By highlighting the joy in the search for knowledge, Janet Asimov emphasizes the positive and enriching aspects of intellectual curiosity. The quote encourages individuals to engage in a lifelong quest for understanding, appreciating the wonders of the universe and expanding their knowledge about it. Overall, the quote aligns with the spirit of atheism, emphasizing the value of critical thinking, intellectual curiosity, and the search for truth and understanding.
Thank you for joining me on this journey through the world of atheist quotes and critical thinking. I hope you found value in the discussions and insights we've explored together. Remember to hit the subscribe button and enable notifications to stay connected and receive updates whenever new content is available. Let's continue to challenge assumptions, ignite curiosity, and embrace the power of reason and knowledge. Until next time, stay curious and keep questioning.